Welcome back into Wildcat Weekly with Deuce Vaughn. We now have a name for it. I was given a graphic to use, so that's why I know we have a name for it now. So we at least have something to call our weekly get together here with the running back for the Wildcats. And you guys are coming off another impressive victory, big blowout win over Missouri, where it took a lot at the end for them to get that touchdown. They eventually got it, so I applaud them for that. But a great performance by the offense and the defense. So I guess we'll start with just your general takeaways from how you played and how you thought the team came out and through all the wet weather and everything else that went on Saturday and played.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I feel like it was a big team win, just for the fact of the elements, the rain delay, the lightning delay, and things like that. And it was something that Coach Kleiman talked about going into the game was whoever can adapt and overcome everything that's going on is going to be the team to be able to go out there and play well. And I feel like we did that as a team pretty well to come in during the lightning delay and to go into the locker room, go into the weight room, and still get ready to play this game. No matter what was in front of us, and to get out there and then to play the. There we go. It was really good. Just the team came together. Something that, I mean, as soon as everything happened, nobody flinched, nobody panicked. We understood that we still had a game to play. It was going to get played. Rain, no rain, sunshine, no sunshine. It was one of those things to get out there and play the way we did was big time.
What's it like having to go through the delay beforehand, and then you start, and then you stop again, have a pretty lengthy delay, then go out and play and deal with halftime that was the regular length, and then finally go out and finish it off? I mean, it didn't seem to phase you too much. You had the third most rushing yards in a single game in your career on Saturday. But what is that process like, and how are the coaches able to keep you guys ready no matter what the day held?
The start and stop was probably the most challenging because once you get out there and start warming up, and then hey, you got to come back inside, and then you finally get back on the field and you start playing, and you're in the middle of the game, second quarter, and the ball is rolling. It's 3rd and 13. You're getting ready to get back onto the field, and then you're right back into the locker room. It's one of those things where you just the coaches did a really good job of making sure that our heads stayed in the game, didn't let anything wander. And there was a lot of music inside that locker room, a lot of music inside that weight room to keep us engaged, keep us going, keep us hyped up, so that whenever it was time to get back on the field, it was kind of just like we were going right back into it, and it kept the momentum really rolling.
You guys are going to get the opportunity for your first time to wear kind of an alternate uniform combination for this weekend. How excited are you for that opportunity, and what was your first reaction when they showed the reveal, I guess, to you guys earlier in the week?
Yes, I was super excited just from the mere fact that alternate uniforms as a college football player is pretty cool, and to be able to throw in a white helmet and some white pants this weekend is going to be fun. And man, I love the logo. The old school Cats logo looks amazing. We got the number on the side of the helmet as well. It's just a nice little switch up, a nice little change and a little bit of like like a feel good, just going into this week to play in that while representing your school and looking a little bit different. Is something that we're super excited for him. And whenever I first heard about it, we're actually in a captain's meeting. So it was only a select few of us at the time. And I felt really young because most of the guys that were in there are a little bit older. So whenever they kind of told them, that they were kind of sitting there like, oh, that's real cool. And I'm like geeked up, sitting in the chair, like trying not to jump up and things like that. So my youth definitely showed when you're in a room with Kay Warner and Adrian Martinez and Eli Huggins and guys like that probably have been through it a couple of times in their career. But no, I'm super hyped.
Yeah, Cade and Adrian, they played it off like it was no big deal today when they were talking to everybody. Kind of like, yeah, it was like, oh, okay, we're going to do this thing. Now, I'm sure you've seen the year before that you got here, they went all white in the Liberty Bowl against Navy. Is the all white look something that you're going to have to try and fight for at some point this season?
I mean, I thought it looked really clean whenever I was watching it from home. The all white look was something that whenever they first came out and put them on, I was like, oh yeah, that's something I can get behind right there. So any alternate uniform, I'm never gonna say no, no matter what. And that's just the type of person that I am as far as uniforms go.
Do you have like a specific type or like suggestion in the future if they came to you and said, hey, for future teams, we're wanting to put together an alternate uniform? Is there a preference that you have that you think would look good in your eyes?
Definitely all white. All white. I mean, there's just something about the icy all white that, man. I mean, you can just so many combinations that you can do with it as far as putting stuff on. So the all white always looks good. Now I'll always get the vote from me.
You mentioned the numbers on the side of the helmet, which may have been nice for Missouri to identify you better because we saw the picture. It looked like it was on a bathroom stall door that said, "Don't let 22 beat you." Can you tell us the story behind that and where that came from?
I was on Twitter one day, and actually, I was kind of just scrolling down, and somebody sent me it. I guess somebody had taken a picture inside of the Missouri facility, and they had them all up over throughout this facility. I saw it on Tuesday of the week. It was one of those things, kind of like a little incentive, kind of like, all right, that's how y'all look at this game and how y'all view me. And it was kind of one of those things where a little added fuel to the fire throughout the week to get out there on Saturday and then play as well as I did and as well as we did.
I was going to say, did you think it worked for Missouri?
Probably need to go back to the drawing board. And I'm not going to start any pots.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I'll keep you clean there on that one. But seriously though, a good testament then to if they had that much emphasis on you, like most teams do, but for them to go to that extent, for not only you to play the way you did, but I'm sure you'd give credit to your offensive line as well for doing what they did to what I mentioned earlier, your third most single game rushing yards at K State. It probably says a lot to just how you guys were able to go out and operate as a team through all the adversity that Saturday had.
And we talk about all the time the preparation that we put in throughout the week is unmatched. We put in so much preparation, so much film work, so much review into and game planning when it comes into these games, so that the fact that we can go out there and understand what they're going to try to do and understand what we're trying to do and go out there and execute is something that, man, we take a lot of pride in. We'll always do it throughout the week.
You've accomplished quite a bit in your time at K-State already. Is there anything goal-wise left for you and for the team that you have that you still want to check off this season and make sure you guys take care of? And what would some of those things be?
For myself, and we talk about this as a program, just to be 1-0 every single week, whether that be throughout the week, days, and then on Saturday, just be 1-0. And all the results and everything else will take care of itself at the end. But right now, we're just worried about being 1-0 every single day, and that's my goal as far as a Kansas State football player right now.
Well, Tulane's going to get ready to come into town this weekend. What are some of your early thoughts on getting to face Tulane, and what's the team looking at here?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, they have athletes all over the football field. Talking about their back end, really experienced safeties, really experienced cornerbacks that have played a lot of football for them. Brought in some transfers. They have really, I think, two really good linebackers that move and run well, sideline to sideline players that can also be pretty physical in the trenches. And they have a young D line that have actually gelled together pretty well and played two really good games together, even though they're young and haven't really played a whole bunch together. They looked really good on film. It's one of the things that we're going to have to it's going to be a test for us, and we understand that as an offense. But there's some things that we have seen on film that we're going to try and get to throughout the week so that we can be successful on Saturday. That's one of the things that the coaches are always doing is allowing us to be in a position to be successful. And at the end of the day, it's execution. So it's going to be a test this weekend, and I'm excited for it. 2 p.m. game is probably going to be a little bit hotter than it was this past weekend and the weekend before that with the 6 p.m. kick. But it's just going to be another element that we have to adapt and overcome.
Yeah, you guys are through the first 3 weeks of the season going to get all the different types of weather that I guess you can get in Kansas, and then I'm sure we'll have a game that's in the 30s or something by the end of the year, like always seems to happen. I guess the other thing, and you mentioned wanting to go 1-0 every week, so I mean I don't want you to say anything about the game itself at this point in time, but we know that you guys are going to start conference play now on the road at Oklahoma at 7:00 at night in Norman. What do you think that's going to be like? And is that an exciting thing for you guys to think about come next week when you're kicking off conference play on the road at a historic program like OU, 7:00 under the lights?
Of course. And whenever it's time to get ready for that game, we'll have all the time, all that week to get ready for that game. Of course, Tulane is the main priority right now, but it's going to be a big time game, just a night game in Norman against a team that I mean looks really good. And as far as taking care of business this week and then getting to head down there and play a really good football team is something that we're looking forward to.
The Big 12 as a whole has gotten off to a really good start this year. I mean, you look at last week, what everybody did with getting big wins. Is there anybody else that plays in the conference outside of your own team that you have a pretty good relationship with, that you're kind of in communication with throughout the season?
I'd probably say TCU. I have a couple of guys that are from Austin that play on that team. D. Winters and Landon Watson both play for TCU. So to get to talk to them and about their experiences throughout the week and things like that, just because it's a family down in Austin. We all play on the same 707 team. We all been to the same camps and things like that. So our journeys were similar to get to this point. So I'd say TCU. I got a couple of guys down there that I've known for quite a bit of time.
All right, well, we'll get into closing out with maybe some more fun type questions, I guess, or a little bit more relaxed. Cade Warner almost had the opportunity to throw a touchdown pass to you this past weekend. It didn't end up manifesting. Is there any type of trick play that you want to be involved in at some point this season?
Of course, and we got a couple of them in the back pocket for actually a couple of guys. We got some trick plays, and I mean, if the time is right, as you can see, Coach Klein is not hesitant to throw it out there. So, man, it's going to be something that I'm pretty excited about. And if the time presents itself, we understand that it's going to get called, and he's putting all the faith in us to go out there and execute.
Have you ever gone to him to show off your arm and just say, "Hey, if I need to throw the ball, I can do it"?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just, just keep it in the back pocket as always. You can never rule it out at any time throughout the game, throughout the season.
Now with Tulane coming in, K-State has played Tulane only one time prior to this coming weekend. It was back in 1988, which was the first year before the final year before Bill Snyder took over at K-State. They played in New Orleans. The Cats ended up losing 20-16, but the first points of the game were scored by the father of one of your teammates. Do you know who that was?
I do not, actually.
Maybe this helps you. I shouldn't have phrased it the way I did because you have multiple teammates that have this guy as a dad.
Multiple. So, okay, so we have the Beckwith brothers. I'm trying to think. Man, who else is – we have multiple teammates with his dad?
Yeah.
Multiple teammates with the same dad. Who are the brothers on this team? Why am I blanking right now? Oh, so Shane and Seth Porter.
There you go. Yes, yeah, so their father, Mark, he kicked a 44-yard field goal to kick off the scoring in the 1988 game at Tulane.
Man, I did not know that.
So they may not know that either. So maybe when you see him next time, you can say, "Hey, do you know who scored the first points in the last time K-State played Tulane?"
Hey, I'm gonna have to bring that up. I actually have to bring that up tonight. I'm gonna text him.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to let us know what they ended up saying next week to that one. The next thing that I had on my mind was, since last week, people seem to really like you saying that you didn't have fond memories of Cardwell Hall, because I think that's how most people that went to K-State felt, unless you're one of those people that's really good at math. So let's make it a positive this week. Where is your favorite spot, either on campus or in Manhattan? And we'll take out, like, you can't say Bill Snyder Family Stadium or something, because I'm sure that's a great experience. Nothing negative there. But outside of the football facility, where's your favorite spot on campus or Manhattan?
For me, I spent a lot of time on campus just because of classes and things like that. But I always head over to the Union. Man, I've met so many cool people at the Union. It's crazy. There's always something going on. I always pick up a little bit of Chick-fil-A on the week before I head over to the facility. But definitely Student Union, just because of, I've met so many people in there that, I have contact in my phone. The networking and everything in there has been amazing. And anytime I go in there, you can really do anything. I love it.
Well, I think the Union's a good spot. I always enjoyed being able to stop by there. Or I would occasionally go, like, late nights, like to go bowl down there because it was really cheap and there wasn't much to do.
Yes, I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, one time I don't know where they had sat my student ID, but it, like, zapped the barcode on the back of it. So when I tried to get back into the dorm that night, it didn't work. So I was kind of locked out.
Oh man, they got you.
Yeah, they got me good.
Messed up.
What thinking about before we let you go, thinking about this weekend, then we've seen the first 2 weeks sellout crowds. They've been great, even through some of the rain. I know people kind of disappeared there, and that can be a tough thing, but still pretty strong showing. What's it been like getting the support that you guys have to start this season and just the energy that everybody else around K-State has provided?
It's been unbelievable. It really has been unbelievable. Every single time you run out of the tunnel and the uproar comes, and every time you look over the student section, and I mean, it's completely packed. It's one of those things where, and you just play a little bit harder. You run a little bit harder. You pay attention to everything just a little bit because you understand that 50,000 people sit in that stadium and they're taking time out of their day on their Saturday to come out there and watch you play and to support you. It's one of those things that whenever you get out there, it's like okay, like this is what we do. This is what we do it for. This is who we do it for. And to have everybody behind our back like that, unbelievable. It's literally unbelievable.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. We appreciate you joining us tonight, and let you pop off your trivia question to the Porter brothers and see if they can get it right.
Sir, I appreciate you having me tonight.
All right. We'll see it.